Aloha, it's Sister Ha'i, and I'm going to be teaching you how to play the self-playing organ here at the Wai'anae Chapel. So, just key parts of this organ that I want you to pay attention to is, of course, the on and off switch, the cursor and memory buttons, and the selection dial. And then, of course, on the far right side, the cancel button. Okay? So, if you are preparing for your sacrament meeting and want to provide prelude just to invite the Spirit and to set the mood, all you need to do that is turn on the organ. Okay, so once the organ is on, you're going to see this display. So this blinking light is your cursor, okay? Right now, the cursor is not where we need it to be. I need it to be in the beginning because I'm not trying to mess with this setting, okay? So in order to move this cursor, we're going to press cursor. Okay, press it once, then it moved over to the beginning where I need it to be. Now, we're going to take our dial and spin it clockwise until you see it says press memory to play prelude. So that's what we're going to do. Now the organ is going to just play whatever random song it wants to, and it will do so for however long you allow it to. So once you're ready to see, once you see Bishop Rick getting ready to approach the pulpit to open up the sacrament meeting, that's when you wait for the appropriate time after the song, verse, or whatever one of these thingies is done. Then you would just hit this cancel button. Okay, and then that stops the music. So the setting on the organ is still for prelude. So if I were to hit memory again right now, it will go back to prelude and playing random songs, which is not what we want because our first song is song 249, hymn 249. So while Bishop Rick is doing their announcements and welcoming everyone to sacrament, blah, 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 that's when you would need to change this from prelude to prepare for the next song. So to do that, the cursor is in the right place. We're just going to turn the dial twice. You see, so like back to where we were. Memory to play prelude. And then it'll say show hymn title layer, which is English. We do want it in English. And then it says press cursor for hymn player. And that's what we want. So we're going to hit cursor. Okay, so now this gives us the option to select which specific hymn we want. But before we move forward, you should hit cursor 3 times. 1, 2. Okay, so this is, you see this I right here? This means introduction. So right now there's a minus, so that means if it plays, it's going to play just the starting from the verse without the introduction. We want the introduction, so that's why we're pressing cursor 3 times till the blinky light is over by the I, and we're just going to turn the dial so that minus becomes a plus. Okay, and then we're just going to press cursor all the way again until the cursor comes back to the front. Now that the blinky is in the front, you're just going to take your dial and spin it a few times until you get to your number of hymn that you need, which is 249 for us. Oops, I went too far. Okay, so before you hit memory to play the hymn, you just want to make sure that it's the correct hymn, and that the I has a plus sign. Okay? So we're going to start singing the song. didn't touch the cancel. It just stopped on its own because it does that after every single verse. So it's very important to be mindful of the song that you're singing, to follow along on a hymn book so you know this specific song has 2 verses. So after the intro, I'm going to press memory to start verse 1. And then after verse 1, I'm going to hit memory again to allow verse 2 to play. And then after that, so only after the second verse or the last verse in the song that you're singing do you press the cancel button. Before that, you would just keep hitting memory, and then on the display it'll say what verse you're playing, verse 1, 2, 3, 4 if they have multiple verses. That way you know, okay, I need to play it, I need to press memory again. So it's important to time it correctly so that there's no awkward gaps from when the organ stops playing the verse to you pressing memory. You want to try and make it as seamless as possible. Okay, so now we are still at 249. So if you want to change this hymn for the sacrament hymn, it's very easy. All you have to do is spin the dial to whatever your sacrament hymn is, which for us is 175. Okay, and then all you have to do, hit memory for however much times you need to. So the I already has the plus sign because you already pre-programmed it. So the next time that you're changing songs, all you're doing is hitting cancel at the end of the very last song or the very last verse, and then moving the dial. As long as the cursor is where it belongs, just move the dial to the next song number and then hit memory to play it after every verse. And it's as simple as that. And then at the end of sacrament meeting, when you've already sung your last hymn, what I like to do is just, and this is the easiest way to do it, honestly, turn off the organ and turn it back on. So by the time whoever is giving the benediction is done offering their closing prayer, this will have already reset and loaded. So all you need to do is hit cursor again, give it one little turn, and provide prelude as everyone exits the chapels and goes to their classes. And it's as simple as that.